Netflix just don't make good movies. And the movie has no standout points to it whatsoever. I kept getting bored. Army of Thieves, a prequel set before the events of Army of the Dead, which focuses on German safecracker Ludwig Dieter leading a group of aspiring thieves on a secret heist during the early stages of the zombie apocalypse. Now this film, although being a prequel to Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, was not directed by Zack Snyder. It was produced by Zack Snyder, but it was directed by Matthias Schweighöfer, who also played Dieter in the original movie, in Army of the Dead. Matthias also plays the same character in this one, although he goes by Sebastian in the beginning of the movie and later on becomes Dieter or Ludwig Dieter. It's kind of an origin story for him. The synopsis I gave at the start was on IMDb, but it doesn't quite tell the story of Army of Thieves. So this story has tentative links to Army of the Dead in that it's got the same character in Ludwig Dieter. It's got mentions of a zombie apocalypse starting on the news, and he gets visions of zombies attacking him when he's trying to crack safes. But it's very much about a heist. It's a heist movie. It's called Army of Thieves. So Ludwig Dieter, ironically, has a YouTube channel that isn't getting many views. I know how that feels. But he does videos about how to crack safes and the story of different safes. I guess kind of like lockpicking lawyer type of thing. The long and the short of it, Ludwig Dieter ends up getting recruited to a team of thieves, Army of Thieves even, by a woman who's seen his skills in lockpicking / safe cracking tournament, I guess, or underground tournament. It was very weird. A woman played by Natalie Emmanuel, who you know from Game of Thrones, she meets Sebastian in a coffee shop and tells him she's putting together a team for some heists. She needs Dieter to be her safecracker.
So, is it like in a movie film where each one of us has a different skill set and it's only working together that we can pull off that which needs the pulling off?
Yes, it's exactly like that.
They're going after 3 safes made by Hans Wagner, who's like this super safe maker that Dieter loves. We now have our establishing, they're going into the movie, they're going to go after these safes. So I fully expected some suspense, some tension, some big nerves, and how are they going to get away with these heists? We've seen some great heist movies down the years. Ocean's 11, the original and the reboot, both had a bit of that. So we've seen heists before, we know what we should get, and we know that they can be very interesting. The problem with Army of Thieves is everything is far too easy. Everything. Now there's going to be spoilers in this video because I'm going to have to talk about all different things, but I don't think I'm really spoiling too much because it's very basic, the whole thing. So they got 3 safes they want to crack in 3 different banks, each going to be harder than the last, or so they say. So the first bank, let's break it down to its basic. Dieter goes to the toilets, one girl goes to the safety deposit box, and one girl comes in as a distraction. Then the girl who went to the safety deposit box gets Dieter from the toilet, the two of them get into an elevator and just go downstairs to the safe. No security cameras, no security, nothing at all. He can just walk up to the safe, crack it, and get in and get the money. Then they get out. Very, very simple. So you go, okay, they said the first one was going to be easy. It was a bit too easy. Maybe the next one's going to be difficult. So they do try set up a little bit of suspense by having a cop chasing after them. Very much an Inspector Clouseau type. He's after them. He knows where they're going to go to get the second Hans Wagner safe. So he goes to the bank, they stake it out, and shock horror, they're actually at the wrong bank because they switched the safes. You think the police would notice or at least look this stuff up, but no. So again, Dieter and his team go into the bank. They go to the safe. Now this time, he does mess it up the first time, but the second time he gets it no problem. And there's not too much suspense at all in either of the first 2. At the end of the second heist, he goes to get in the van and the guy like throws him out onto the road. Okay, great. Now Dieter has to escape by himself and the rest of the team go off without him. It's not great, it's fairly predictable. All these heist teams, they always get a patsy, they always get someone they can put the blame on. Someone always gets screwed over in these movies, so I fully expected this thing to happen. But then the 2 women on the team grow a conscience, they want to go get Dieter, they say screw you to the other guys, and they go off and get Dieter, decide they're going to do the 3rd heist by themselves. And of course this time, they've still got the Inspector Clouseau type of guy going after them. And again, they go to a casino, they're 1 step ahead of them because they rang and just claimed to be Interpol. Now the people didn't check that they actually were Interpol. They just rang and said, hey, someone's going to try to steal your safe. And they said, okay, we're going to move it earlier in the day. So they said to move the safe. They put it in a truck with 2 guys. Natalie Emmanuel's character somehow ends up in that truck. They don't explain how. And she just beats up the guys and takes the truck with the safe in it. So Dieter then has to unlock that safe while it's in the back of a truck. But there's no cops chasing them, there's no pressure on them. The cops turn up at the casino too late and found out that the safe was already gone. So there was no tension at all, there was no suspense, and it was just overall very, very bland for a heist movie. Forget it being part of the Planet of or Army of series, whatever Zack Snyder's calling it. The suspense elements were minimal at best. The story was very basic, but I'm not surprised that it is a Netflix movie after all. I've said many, many times this year, Netflix just don't make good movies. Even Army of the Dead, it was one of their better ones, but it still wasn't great. This movie seriously lacked the fun of Army of the Dead, took itself a little bit too seriously, and was just overall a letdown. It looked fine, it sounded okay, the score was interesting, but it wasn't quite right for a heist movie, and the movie has no standout points to it whatsoever. And maybe my opinion on this is skewed because I expected something really good. I expected something fun, like Army of the Dead was. Now, I said earlier, it wasn't a great movie, it was a good movie, entertaining, not a sensational movie though. That's kind of what I expected from Army of Thieves. I expected a lot of fun from it, an enjoyable movie to sit down and watch, but nothing special. But in the end, I got a movie that I just kept picking my phone up throughout because I kept getting bored. The whole heist thing was far too easy all the way through the movie. Very, very disappointing overall. So ultimately, when we come down to a rating for Army of Thieves, I'm going to be fairly generous here and give it a 4 out of 10. On a different day, I'd probably give it a 2 out of 10 because as I said, it doesn't have too many redeeming qualities, but I'll be nice today and I'll give it 4 out of 10. But I'd love to know your opinions on Army of Thieves. Have you seen it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you're still watching the video this far in, I'd appreciate if you did me one little favor. It's not actually subscribe like I normally say. It's to hit that like button just so that I know you're watching. And with all that being said and done, thank you so much for watching.